Hey guys, how are you? This is Netto and a piece with Netto. Welcome to this channel. And today I wanted to talk about the word no. Okay? And I'm definitely on this road to really cultivating and owning my power in full force, right? And I know for me, it still kind of bothers me in certain situations, but I would be lying if I said it didn't. But saying no to certain things. Other things, it don't bother me. But when I was younger, I used to feel guilt for saying no. Because people used to ask me, like, why? Why? Oh, we're family. Oh, we're supposed to be friends. That was straight up manipulation, right? So I got older, and then I'm like, when you say no, people are, well, I'm not going to do this for you, and da-da-da. Manipulation. So I used to carry a lot of guilt and shame, and my mind just wasn't right. I wasn't strong enough mentally. I didn't really know myself. So as I got older, I'm like, if I say no, then that should mean no. And then I started saying no, but then I'm explaining, well, no, because then, I learned, like, no is no. Now, in certain situations, I do understand if you do explain yourself, but I was overly explaining myself, and then in certain situations, I don't have to explain myself. If you ask somebody for some money, and it ain't your bank account, homie, and you're asking for a loan, or you're just asking to borrow, or can you have for something that is your responsibility, or just period. If you're asking for some money that is not yours, and someone tells you no, that's your answer. No one should have to explain to you. I don't care who they are to you. No. Like I said, in certain situations. Now, if you're married, you're in a relationship, and you live together, you're sharing finances, something like that, that's totally different. I'm not talking about extremes. I'm talking about straight up to people you don't have to explain yourself to, okay? Or there aren't really people that you really have to explain yourself to. And this could be family, friends, professional, unless you have to explain yourself. But I'm talking about the no that has to do with you personally and not like a group. You personally, okay? So, no is a response, and it is your why. No. And I want to say this as well, and I'm going to add it to the list because I was looking at my list and I'm like, that should have been number one. So, you say no when you have nothing to give. If your cup is straight up dry and it's looking ashy, and it look like it got like water stains because it's been dry for a minute, no. Okay? If your cup is not running over, don't do that. Because what are you going to give to yourself? You're depleting your energy. Don't deplete your energy. So don't say yes to something you want to say no to. And don't feel guilt or shame about it. No is a no. Then they'll find somebody else that do it. Ask and they shall receive. You just won't be the person they're receiving it from. Okay? So 2. When you don't want to. I used to say yes to things even when I didn't want to. And my heart, my throat, when I tell you my body would be tight. Listen to your body. When I tell you, listen to your body. Your intuition will, no. I tell you then, that's when your intuition really that little whisper will go, no. No. I am so serious. If you don't want to, if you really don't want to, then don't force yourself to do something that you really don't want to do. Say no. If it's having a negative impact on your emotions, no. That should be a HELL. No. No. Okay? If emotionally you're being impacted negatively, no. That's an automatic no. Okay? When you can't, whether it's your time, with a schedule, or you physically can't, no. Your cup could be running forward, but if you can't, as far as like your schedule, or you physically can't, no. No, 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 no. Financially, I spoke about this the first in the beginning of the video. If, first and foremost, just because you have the money don't mean you need to give it away. Okay? I'm not talking about charity, not talking about giving back to an organization or doing community work. No. Let's just stick with what I'm talking about. Because I feel like as humans, we could just take it and be like, oh, but what about this? And no. If you do not have it financially, well, just because you have it financially does not mean you're supposed to just give it away. Wealthy people do not do that. Okay? Your money has to have somewhere to go. This is how you build wealth. And even on an energetic sense, if our energy don't have nowhere to go, this is why we don't be having clarity and we be all over the place. We have to make a ritual, have a habit, and schedule our day. Like, what is the priority today? This and this and this. That's how you should prioritize your money. Okay, so this amount each month, my bills. This is my little money, my little stash I'ma save. My miscellaneous, maybe that's some other miscellaneous stash. Or I'ma give this each month to an organization, or give back to my community, or whatever. Donation funding. Maybe for your kids, your vacation, maybe you plan on buying a new car, whatever your goal is for that month, investing for your business. This is your budget. This is your budget for you to go out, have fun. Your money has to go somewhere. And you don't have to be wealthy to have a budget. Everyone can have a budget so that you know where your money is coming. That's a whole different video. But financially, if you, just because you got it, don't mean that it should go to them. And when you don't have it, please stop being responsible for other people. And I understand that because I've been in that predicament. And I've also been in predicaments where I ask people for money, right? And they be stressed, like, and so that's when I know they really don't want to give it to me, or they don't have it, first, because I was a person, I don't like to ask people for nothing. I don't like to feel like a burden, but that was something I had to deal with. But I understand both aspects of both parts of the spectrum. So financially, we have to pay our bills. Saving for a rainy day. Just because you had to be, don't mean you have to give it to someone because they're asking you. You want to give it? It's like, no. Or if you want to give them a certain amount, maybe it's somebody who always asks you for money and never pays you back. And then you should be asking yourself why you're still giving them money. Or maybe you just don't want to give it to them. Maybe something inside, not something inside, but maybe within your spirit's like, nah, don't give that person no money. No. Or maybe you have something else It does not matter. No is no. And I remember saying to myself, like, why am I questioning myself about giving somebody money for something that ain't got nothing to do with me? I don't mind helping people and supporting them when they need it, because I understand when you need help or support, especially financially. But you're not obligated. And you're not obligated to explain anything about why you can't give something to somebody energetically, financially, physically. No is a no. And you don't have to be like, no. You don't have to say, you would just be like, no. No. Cannot. No. Let them finish, but no. And last and not least, when it comes to any type of sex, okay, sexual favor, sexual anything, okay, oral sex, oral sex, genital sex, because I wasn't going to go through the different genitals, just regular sex, whatever sex you do, if you do not want to, do not say yes. And I know a lot of women do this, and we feel like some women in relationships or married feel like you're obligated. No, the hell you're not. If I want to have sex with you, homie, and I just told you no, that means no. And it's vice versa. If a man tells you no, or whatever you identify as, right, tells you no, that means no. No. If it's a woman or man, or whatever you identify as, woman is not obligated to give her body parts away. And neither isn't a man. He's not less than a man. If he don't feel like it, he don't feel like it. He don't want to have sex with you. He don't want to have sex with you. She don't want to have sex with you. She don't want to have sex with you. And whatever else you may identify as. The person don't want to have sex with you. They don't want to have sex with you. Don't touch them. Don't, whatever you, don't cross that boundary. And I'm big on that, because I've, had experiences to where I told a person no, and the person kept going. But then I also had experiences to where I really didn't want to have sex with a person, but I felt like, because that was my boyfriend or whatever. But I didn't speak up. No, don't betray yourself. But people need to understand, no. And be like, why? I just told you no, and maybe I don't feel like it. No one's, especially when it comes to that, sex is spiritual as well. Somebody want to have sex with you, homie, or sis, then it's no. It goes both ways. It's not just women, it's men too. Both ways. Because you're overstepping your boundaries. Whether the person want to act funny or whatever, if the person say no, you stay where you're supposed to stay so that you don't cause any problems, and you stay safe where you are. And then if they want to come to you and tell you why or whatever else, then give them that room, so that things don't be muddled and mucky. And no is a no, and no one has to explain that to you. Just take it as, okay, no. Now if you got somebody that be like, oh, do you want to know why I said no, that's a whole different topic. If that's the type of person you got, just say you said no. And also, if you're saying no, be decisive in everything I was talking about. Be decisive. Don't be one of those people like, well, Do you really want to know why I said no? Be decisive, be confident, and understand why you, like, if you're asking that question, then maybe you need to be asking yourself, why are you saying no? Because maybe you're not sure. So, say no. You don't want something, say no. So no is a response, and it's your why. Okay? So, we could just be upfront, and we could feel good, and don't feel guilt about saying no. I bet you don't feel good about saying yes all the time. So, don't feel guilt about saying no. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.